If you thought things were about to get better for old Blake Lazer, well, think again. I would start off our next game against the Seattle Seahawks, leading our offense down the field on the opening possession, only to throw a pick in the red zone. I would follow that up with a pick six in the second quarter, and before I could blink, we were down 31-0 with 5 minutes left in the game. Damn shame. My bad luck wouldn't end there, as next Sunday I'd find myself staring up at the lights in Miami after giving up the first safety of my career. I don't know what was going on. It felt like every time I took one step forward, I would end up taking 3 steps back. I was hurt, unfocused, and looking for anything to mask the pain from all these hits. Bring it in, bring it in! Okay, who's got the Vicodin? We would end up getting shit swamped 36-3, find ourselves 1-3 to start the season. After the worst 3-game stretch of my entire football career, I was beginning to let all the Blake Lazer doubters get to my head. And for the first time in my life, I was questioning whether I had what it took to be a good QB in the NFL. I needed some change. I needed to remember who I was and how far I've come. It was time to steal one out of the old book of Rodgers. It was time for a good old-fashioned darkness retreat. At last, I had risen from my darkness retreat. I felt stronger and more focused than I ever have in my entire life. Unfortunately, due to some court-ordered community service, I was late to our game against the Buffalo Bills, but made it back just in time for the second half. Now, even though we were down 20-0 against one of the league's best, I was confident me and my teammates we would be able to find a way to come back and win the ball game. On my opening possession, I was able to slice up the Bills' defense like a knife with quick and short throws to lead us all the way down to the red zone, where I'd eventually cap off the drive with a dart over the middle to my man Sterling Shepard for our first touchdown of the game. The comeback was on. Now, even though they would go down and kick a field goal, that wouldn't stop us from marching down the field and eventually throwing my biggest touchdown of my career to Saquon Barkley for 40 yards. Saquon would, of course, run it in on the 2-point conversion, making this just a one-possession game. With just over 3 minutes left, I would throw an incompletion on third down. I ran over to the sideline and was told we would call timeout and game plan for a play on fourth down. But before I could even say coach, I see Jamie Gillen punting away my hopes for completing the comeback. We would never get the ball back again that day and lose 15-23. Hey, yeah, Mr. Lazer, how do you feel about Coach's decision to punt the ball late in the fourth instead of go for it?
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit, if you ask me. Next question.